Hey fans, it's me Aaron for Comic Show, and yes, I do have 3 Booster Gold shirts. This week in comics, it's huge, lots of stuff. I read until I fell asleep reading last night. So much good stuff. This week was ridiculous. And DC started their foil enhanced covers. They do a gimmick cover every year, generally in October. Every year they do, like, they did the villains and they did the lenticulars, they did all that stuff. This one is foil, but it's muted color palette, and I think it's kind of classy. I really like them. I'll show a few of the other ones, but this issue of Batman 56 is right after last issue where something happened to Nightwing. Nightwing's story continues here. This is Batman getting revenge on what happened to Nightwing. So if you want to follow Nightwing's story is here. Nightwing is not in this issue. He weighs heavy in the whole issue. Everything Batman does is because of what happens to Nightwing, but Nightwing isn't physically present in this issue. He is here. Follow him here. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm intrigued. More Batman goodness. Batman White Knight, retroactively Black Label. The first Black Label comic is Batman Damned with the Batawang, but this is the first collection. And because this basically is what made DC say, you know what, we really should have some kind of like label or imprint for this kind of stuff, because it's mature reader, it's Elseworlds, it's badass, it can reach a larger audience, and people need to know that you don't need to know continuity. You just need to know like who Batman is and who Joker is, and maybe a few others to enhance your enjoyment. But there are other characters that if you know more and more Batman lore, you will get more and more out of it. And this book was great. It's Sean Murphy. Art is beautiful. His writing is top-notch as well. I don't know how. A lot of times I'm skeptical of artists, writers, but they time and time again prove themselves to me. So this was brilliant. Also, speaking of writer, artists, and something really weird, Batman the Max. You might know Max from the Image Comics. You might know it from MTV's Liquid Television. It's nutty stuff. It's the Outback. It's weird. It's the dreamscape. And if you like the Max, you will like it. So, and if you don't, maybe you'll like it. If you like weird stuff, it's definitely weirdness. So brace yourself. Okay, last week, the highly controversial Heroes in Crisis came out. We had a huge signing. Clayman signed hundreds of copies. We sold hundreds of copies. And I know it's controversial, and I know a lot of people are upset with what happened. There are several deaths, some very minor, 2 very major, 1 extremely major. I personally don't think that all of these deaths are going to last. I think as we discover who the killer is, that killer may be working to perhaps go back in time and save some of them. Who would that be? Booster Gold? Yes, Booster Gold can time travel. And what I think is the present Booster Gold ran like a little bitch and didn't die because he has a force field. And he has no knowledge that in the future, maybe just a day in the future, who knows in the future, he goes back in time to stop the murder and fails because the murder still happened. And in doing so leaves clues that he in fact is the murderer. He's not. He will not be. If he is, then Tom King can kiss my ass. But until then, Tom King's the best. I love him. I love this great murder mystery. But Booster Gold, I think it would be so great if instead of solving time problems and getting no credit for it because the timeline corrects itself and no one knew there were ever a problem, he goes back to save the day and becomes a prime suspect in a murder of another hero. That is progress with the character, as long as by the end everything rectifies itself. I think Wally will be back. But I'm not sure about Roy because this is a tie-in. Yeah, DC failed to put it on the cover anywhere, but it's a nice foil cover. It's a tie-in to Heroes in Crisis, the first tie-in, one of the only tie-ins, and it is the funeral for Green Arrow's friend, son, ward, sidekick, all that stuff. It's powerful, and Wally is not, to my knowledge, not getting one. I don't see it in the upcoming Flash issues. I don't see it in upcoming Titans. I don't see it anywhere. So, DC's either super ridiculously disrespectful to Wally West, which is possible, or he'll be back. That's just my prediction. I have no, it's not a spoiler. I have no inside information. I just think about it a lot. I think about it a freaking lot, and I really love it, and I love Booster Gold. Okay, moving on. Look how beautiful this Mike Perkins foil cover of Green Lantern. It's nice. Okay, The Witching Hour, Wonder Woman, and Justice League Dark. If you read Wonder Woman or Justice League Dark, you need this issue. It's a one-shot, and it launches a crossover that's just like 2 issues of each book. And you know Wonder Woman's the leader of the team, and you know that she has this magic symbol appearing on her forehead. Her magic past is coming to fruition, and it's bubbling up. And this was a really neat issue. I really like John Constantine in it a lot, and I'm just in love with Justice League Dark. If you are enjoying Justice League Dark at all, you need this book. All right, Wonder Woman Earth 1 Volume 2 is out. Hasn't been much buzz or fanfare. If you liked 1, obviously you want 2. It's Grant Morrison and just immaculately drawn by Yannick Paquette. But DC Nation is also here with more clues to different things like who the murderer is in Heroes in Crisis. Moving on to Marvel, Spider-Geddon is in full effect now. The Superior Octopus is here, and this is Christos Gage, who's the architect of Spider-Geddon, and giving us some of that Superior Spider-Man Doc Ock Octopus hero dude that, you know, that if you read the Superior Spider-Man story, you probably want more. So that's what it is. Donny Cates, look how cute this is. Look at that little baby Thanos. This issue was the issue that it was so emotional, so powerful. Why is there a big purple Punisher symbol? Oh, because this is the adult baby Thanos that was raised by Punisher, Cosmic Ghost Rider, in this timeline, and everything comes to a head this issue. There's one more issue left, and this issue is ridiculous. Death of the Humans, also by Cates. There's more going on than meets the eye. Yes, it did look like he killed lots of characters. He may have killed some of the characters. I don't think they're all dead, and I'm enjoying it. So there's that. Shatter-Star, D-lister for sure. To my knowledge, I don't think he's ever had a solo, even one shot. He was in X-Force, he was in X-Factor. He's, I love Longshot, so I have to kind of like him. He's Longshot's dad's son. Don't ask, just Wikipedia it. From the Mojoverse. He's trying to live a normal life as a landlord here in the Marvel Universe, and all his tenants are other time displaced, are different dimensional displaced characters. And then he gets ensnared in some huge drama and gets pulled back in, and there's a big twist at the end, and I'm sold. I'm sold on it. I'm an easy sell for D-listers, if you can't tell by my t-shirt. Okay, X-Men Black. There are 5 one-shots, one for every Wednesday in October, each featuring a villain, but there's more. It sounds like infomercial, but wait, there's more. What's cool about it is at the end of each one, there's a backup story of Apocalypse, and each of the 5 one-shots has a different part of that Apocalypse story. So if you get all 5, you will get a 6th book, which is the Apocalypse story completed, but you just kind of have to read it in 5 parts and, you know, throw the comic down, grab the other comic. But this is Magneto, done by Chris Claremont, and it was cool. It was cool, you know. I'm excited about Uncanny X-Men, and What If started. This What If Spider-Man was ridiculous. Flash Thompson got the powers and nonsense happened. This What If X-Men, also ridiculous. I think they're all going to be ridiculous, but if you like What If, the more ridiculous the better. Avengers Volume 1, Jason Aaron, McGinnis, out now. And not to be outdone by DC, Marvel has Marvel Universe magazine for free, and there's a lot in here about Uncanny X-Men, which I'm excited about. Moving on, Dynamite Comics, Rainbow Brite. You got Rainbow Brite, you got Wisp, all your favorite characters. And you know, if you're 42 years old like me that had a younger sister that back then, Saturday morning cartoons, we had one TV in our house. I don't know. My parents liked to control what we watched, and maybe we were poor. I didn't know then. But so we would have to negotiate what was on the TV, and I'd have to like give and take. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to watch Transformers for sure, and okay, I'll let you watch Rainbow Brite. And then I kind of liked Rainbow Brite. So, you know, it's cool. I have a soft spot for Rainbow Brite and Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake and all that. So if you do, Rainbow Brite, it's beautiful. It's so cute. Rainbow Brite's out. Okay, and also another weird one by Dynamite, The Lone Ranger. But this Lone Ranger is by Mark Russell, the genius behind Snagglepuss Chronicles and the Flintstones reboot. And he has reimagined this, well, not necessarily reimagined. It's in the correct timeline, and it's Texas creating itself, and it's Manifest Destiny. It's the Lone Ranger basically fighting these rich dudes trying to control everything, trying to barbed wire all the land. They don't care about the deeds. They don't care about who owns the land. It's their land. They're taking it, and everyone better know their place, Texas. So that's what this is, and Lone Ranger just happens to be in the midst of it, trying to fight for the common man. So does that do anything for you? Because it did something for me. I liked it. And Gerard Way's Umbrella Academy is back. Been a long time not in print. You know, like he did Volume 1, Volume 2, huge break where he did Doom Patrol and whatnot. But it has the same artist, Gabriel Ba, on it. So it is quality stuff. If you liked it before, you'll like it now. Moving on to Image, Blackbird. Really enjoyed this. I like Sam Humphries from everything he's done. And he's currently on Harley, if you like that. And Jen Bartel on art, who she's done plenty of beautiful covers for Marvel, a lot of variant covers, a lot of stuff you probably like. She does the interiors here, and it's a really cool mythological story with a lot of crazy hidden magic in the real world with a coming-of-age story, and I dug it. Dead Rabbit, something entirely different. This is Gary Duggan, who's from Analog and from Infinity War. It's an assassin, or a hitman that fought the underworld, fought corruption in the 90s, fell off, has retired, disappeared, and just sits at home crying. And now he gets dragged back in 2018, old as hell, and we'll see what happens. I enjoyed it. Me the People, Pia Guerra. This is her political cartoons about Trump that she started doing, all collected. It is what helped keep her sane so far during his administration, and she's a skillful, brilliant artist. She drew a little book called Why the Last Man, and she has a nice wit and political satire. So if you want Me the People, brilliant name, you know, get it. And then finally, Wicked and Divine, out in trade, Volume 7, here now. I mention it when it comes out because people like to know. A lot of people read in the trade. And that's the week that is. Come get some comics, people. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.